Welcome to Quick Charge. It's November 11th, 2024, and I'm your host, Joe Boris. The most exciting news of the day definitely has to be this article from Fred Lambert. Tesla has been spotted testing the new Cybercab robotaxi on Giga Texas roads. When Tesla unveiled the Cybercab last month, it did it at the Warner Brothers studio lot, and it did so for good reason. Tesla wanted to demonstrate what a self-driving robotaxi fleet would look like operating in a city. The studio lot can look like a small city, but it's all private roads, and that's the real reason Tesla did what it did. The automaker has yet to seek self-driving test permits, and instead, Tesla relies on its, quote, supervised full self-driving, being classified as a level 2 driver assist system where the driver is always responsible for what the vehicle does. Under these conditions, Tesla is able to test its system in its existing vehicle lineup. But the Cybercab is different since it doesn't have a steering wheel or pedals for humans to intervene with. Now, Tesla has been spotted testing the Cybercab around its Gigafactory, Texas in Austin. Tesla has avoided using its self-driving technology in California for years to avoid the California DMV's data reporting rules. During Tesla's last earnings call, CEO Elon Musk and head of self-driving Ashok Ellaswamy said that Tesla aims for its supervised full self-driving system to reach over 600,000 miles between disengagements by Q2 of next year. At that point, Tesla plans to launch its unsupervised self-driving system ahead of the Cybercab hitting the market later in 2026. Of course, it is worth noting that Tesla's aspirational goals are one thing, while the current data available points to Tesla being at around 190 miles between critical disengagements. So just about 590,810 miles to go for that. But that's not the only Tesla news that we have today. Over in Europe, Tesla is turning back to free supercharging and big discounts in an effort to boost sales. Now, it must be said that Tesla is not having a stellar year in Europe. And according to EU EVs, the automaker has delivered fully 85,000 fewer vehicles in the continent so far this year. In Q4, Tesla aims to deliver a record number of at least 515,000 vehicles, and it will have to reverse a current trend to make that happen. The company is now putting some strong incentives in place to try to meet those sales goals. It's offering a year of free supercharging for people who take delivery of a new vehicle by the end of the quarter in Europe. Now, when we talk about Tesla, we also have to talk about the largest electric vehicle manufacturer on the planet, BYD. And in a first, BYD looks set to topple Ford on total deliveries. China's powerhouse BYD continues to perform well, and it looks like it's going to outperform Ford in terms of annual vehicle deliveries this year, which would be a major milestone for the company and place it firmly in the ranks as a top 10 global automaker. Last month, BYD delivered 534,000 vehicles, a number that puts it nearly on par with Ford year to date, according to Bloomberg. Ford only reports its global sales on a quarterly basis, however, but has been averaging around 1.1 million vehicles per quarter for the past 3 periods. BYD has already topped Tesla on quarterly revenue for the first time, as Electrek reported earlier. Tesla, for its part, fell short on expectations with $25.47 billion of Q3 revenue. Tesla's gross margins climbed to 19.8 compared to BYD's gross margins reaching 21.9 in the third quarter, up from 18.7 in Q2. Quote, "Getting to 4 million is a stunning milestone," auto industry consultant Michael Dunn told Bloomberg, referring to the company's annual delivery target. Quote, "BYD will soon be seeing Ford in its rearview mirror." BYD looks to sail past its first big 3 Detroit automaker with demand in China fueled by generous government subsidies, encouraging people to trade in their older EVs or ICE vehicles for something new, with BYD offering a competitive lineup of hybrids that sell extremely well in China as well as BEVs. Now, that's not the only news for China. This is a 765 horsepower Audi E. It ditches the 4 rings and keeps the sexy wagon aesthetic. Now, this is a really interesting concept because even though it is called Audi and it is made by the German automaker that's part of the Volkswagen group, Audi, this is not the same company. Audi says that this vehicle, which does not have that iconic Auto Union 100-year-old 4 rings logo anywhere on the vehicle, and instead replaces that with 4 capital letters that spell out AUD, they are insisting that this is a completely new brand that they're going to be launching specifically for EVs and specifically in the Chinese market. Co-developed with Chinese auto giant SAIC, The Audi E concept is about 4.8 meters long, putting it squarely in that BMW 5 Series Mercedes E-Class range that typically gets inhabited by the Audi A6. The vehicle is powered by two electric motors that put out a combined 570 kilowatts and 800 newton meters. That's about 765 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque through the ground using signature Audi Quattro four-wheel drive. Now, of course, like many EVs, it produces all-wheel drive, but this Quattro system is something that Audi, the German brand, has been very, very famous for decades, and now they're pushing that onto Audi, the Chinese brand, as a way to somehow connect the two dots without really connecting the two dots. The concept car is equipped with a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack that Audi parent company Audi, gets weird, says is good for more than 400 miles of range on the Chinese duty cycle. The wagon has advanced digitized platform that boasts an 800-volt system architecture that enables super fast charging of more than 220 miles of range in just about 10 minutes. Now, I don't understand why Audi is looking to make a more affordable Audi brand when they already have Volkswagen, but hey, those guys are doing really well, so I'm sure they've got smart people working on this who've got that all figured out. And in case you didn't catch that was sarcasm, they are not doing really well. But someone who is doing really well is Bluetti, and it's no surprise that that's the case because they are a leading provider of sustainable energy solutions, and they're specializing in portable power stations, solar generators, and energy storage systems, not only for the home, but that you can take with you. As a provider of dependable and portable energy solutions, Bluetti has become an industry leader with a presence in over 100 countries that is trusted by millions of customers worldwide. Its portfolio of clean, portable energy solutions continues to grow, offering its customers viable options for all uses and budgets. These solutions offer dependable power with plenty of plugs to connect devices. That portfolio includes the AC70, AC180, AC200L, and Bluetti's latest technology, the hands-free all-in-one backpack power station. Now through November 28th, you can save up to 52% on Bluetti products using its exclusive Black Friday pre-sale event. Explore all the deals at BluettiPower.com and use the promo code BLUETTI5OFF for 5% off all power stations site-wide, or click the link here. Obviously, we're very excited to have Bluetti as our title sponsor this month, and we look forward to working with them into the future. But we're not done yet. We are still moving along. And when you talk about big power and you talk about big amounts of stored energy, you want to talk about the biggest batteries that are out there, you would be hard pressed to find a bigger battery than the one in the Mack Electrek LR. And now two of those Mack Electrek LR garbage trucks are the first heavy duty electric vehicles working in deployment in the state of Wisconsin. In 2017, the city of Madison became the 25th North American city to set a net zero carbon goal for its city operations by 2030 and for the city as a whole by 2050. To that end, the city has begun electrifying its heavy truck and equipment fleets with the deployment of two Mack Electrek LR HD EVs, reportedly the first two Class 8 BEVs to be deployed in America's Dairyland. One of the reasons we're going all in on electrification is because it's better for the environment, explains Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway. These refuse trucks hit every single block in the city of Madison. That is a lot of diesel fumes in our neighborhoods. If we can take even one diesel truck off the streets, it's going to be a win for our community. Can't argue with that. She's absolutely right. And these big Class 8 Mack trucks are powered by a pair of electric motors, putting out 400 combined kilowatts through a 2-speed Mack power shift transmission that offers a barely believable 4,000 pound-feet of peak torque. That's more than 40% more power than the first generation LR Electric, which Mack released in 2019. And this iteration can charge the 376 kilowatt hour batteries fully in under 2 hours with a 150 kilowatt cord. Now, you know, we like to end these shows talking about the environment, talking about the grid, but we don't necessarily mean the American grid. And today's show is about the Australian grid. The Australian government has cleared the way for EVs to help save the grid with vehicle-to-grid technology later this summer. The Australian government has announced that it plans to allow EVs in the country to use V2G bidirectional charging as early as Christmas of this year. Right at the start of the Australian summer, summer that promises to be one of the hottest ever. And of course, in hot climates and during hot seasons, electric grids get stressed, both simply from the heat itself, reducing efficiency of transmission of power, and due to the higher usage of air conditioning and refrigeration. This can lead to power outages and brownouts during peak hours, particularly as the sun starts to set and solar generation goes down, but homes remain warm. The climate change has only made this problem worse as hotter days become hotter and more common, especially in climates like Australia's deserts. Access to rapidly dispatchable grid-tied energy storage can help mitigate these issues. And the state of South Australia, a world leader in renewables, was an early leader in installing large grid-tied batteries when it built the Hornsdale Power Reserve in 2017 to ensure that renewable power remains stored to be used at dusk on these hot days. While big grid-tied batteries are a great answer for immediate power backup, distributed grid storage, like that found in EVs, can also do the job. And homeowners who have home batteries installed can even make a little extra money by helping to save the grid. And one of the world's largest virtual power plants is also in South Australia. So we love to see that. We love to read about it. Obviously, we love having Bluetti as a sponsor. You can read that right over my head. Be sure to like and subscribe and read more about why I was driving a Mustang GT Mach-E all over the Circuit of the Americas this weekend. Haven't gotten that one up on the site yet. We'll talk all about it tomorrow with some special videos and photos. You won't want to miss that.